Hey everyone. In this video, I want to reflect on a conversation I had with Sarah a few months into this project. Specifically, I want to explain the thought experiment that I introduced and why I introduced it. I'll pause the video occasionally to add in my own thoughts, so hopefully you'll be able to understand my thinking while I'm having these conversations. How's everything going? Doing all right. Do you have 5 minutes for a short interview?
5 minutes?
Yep.
Sure.
Thank you. Do you mind if I record it?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. My name's Edison, by the way.
Hi, Edison. I'm Sarah.
Sarah?
Sarah, yes.
Nice to meet you. What are you studying at Marist?
I'm studying fashion design.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What year are you in right now? If you want to take that call.
No, you're good.
Okay. What year are you in right now?
I'm a first year, so
Cool.
got all those classes going, yeah.
Yeah. I've got a friend in the fashion design program, Natalie.
Okay.
She's been talking about how working in the studios has been really tough.
Yeah, it's really tough, and there's just a lot of work you have to do and on top of like normal classes that aren't like fashion related, so it's just like,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
I really feel awful for you guys because it's
Thank you.
you're not really experiencing campus,
Yeah,
and especially with that major.
we're okay.
Okay. Especially with that major, it's a ton of work. I
Yeah.
know secondhand. Depending on the flow of conversation, I would switch back and forth between explaining the method first and getting to know my interlocutor first. I think that either works as long as you do both. This is the first time I'm meeting Sarah, and I'm guessing this is the first time she's hearing of street epistemology. So what I'm practicing is street epistemology.
Okay.
I'm having conversations with people about what they believe and
Okay.
why they believe it. And I want to explore with people whether they're using good methods
Okay.
to determine what they believe, why they do.
Okay.
And so if you had a claim that you think is true that impacts how you live your life, I'd love to explore that and have a conversation.
Oh, I need an example. Sorry, this is philosophy, right?
It's sort of philosophy,
Okay.
but it's more of a public philosophy.
Okay.
Like I want this kind of conversation to be more general and for people to say, if someone says something I disagree with, instead of arguing back, you ask them, well, why do you believe that? And try to
Okay.
understand
So-
their position.
Say the question again, just so I could hear it again.
Yeah, if you had something you believe that impacts the way you live your life, that tends to be, those tend to be the most useful claims we can explore,
Okay.
because then you have something invested in it.
Mhm.
But if you can't think of anything, we could definitely do a thought experiment.
You can do a thought experiment because I am not in like that mindset right now.
Okay. It took a few attempts to explain street epistemology there. I generally got better as time went on, but this is another poor example. Anyway, Sarah hasn't thought of a claim yet. When this happens, I'll sometimes reference recent past conversations. However, other times I introduce the following thought experiment instead. A lot of trees around Marist. I see a bunch in that clearing. And
Yes.
all around us. Beautiful campus.
Yes.
How many do you think there are?
On campus?
Yeah. Let's say, do you think there's an even number of trees or an odd number of trees on
I would
campus?
say there'd be an odd number of trees.
Okay.
Do you want my reasoning?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just feel like a weird number of trees, just like an odd number, like an even number of trees, just wouldn't happen. I feel like it's just more of like a natural, like they're just like trees, like there's no like. I just like have a feeling that it would be an odd number, just because in like when you plant trees, you don't just plant like one or two trees. You usually plant multiples, and also then after that, like there's saplings, and like they just like the whole process of growing trees and just like in nature, just like there's no way of like controlling that. And I feel like an even number would be more of a controlled type situation. So.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect this kind of answer. But like every other conversation I've had, this is a truth claim, and it's one that Sarah's expressed some degree of confidence in. In this moment, I want to clarify her view. How much confidence does she have in this? How confident would you say you are in that? Like, let's put 0 as I only have questions and doubts. I'm not sure I believe that there's an odd number at all. And 100% is I'm completely sure there's an odd number.
I would say maybe like a 6.
A 6 out of 10?
Yeah, 6 or
Okay.
a 7.
Interesting.
I feel like just like nature has its own ways of doing things, and I don't think nature does things evenly necessarily.
Interesting.
Mistake incoming. What I'm about to say here is not a good approach.
Even like when we're adding up the whole clumps of trees, it would be...
I feel like like adding up clumps of trees could be different to have more like an even number, but like in general, I feel like in total there would be like an odd number of trees.
Okay.
What I should have done was clarified a few definitions about even and odd, and maybe asked a few questions about what a clump of trees represents. I'm going to guess that Sera is thinking about even versus odd in a similar way to order versus chaos. An even number of trees is more likely if whoever planted them there intended some sort of organization. Of course, that's just a guess, and I don't know this for sure. I just assumed her reasoning without bothering to ask, and then I offered a counterpoint to her claim. That's 2 big mistakes. Now, on a very low-stakes conversation about how many trees there are, no one really cares. But this is a very bad habit to get into. Do not ask questions like this. Fortunately, I pivot right back to SE-style questioning after this. Let's see where I go from here.
So then if we were adding up, if Marist planted its trees in like different clumps around campus, then do you think you'd be more confident that it would be even?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be very like particular at that moment. Or maybe it would be still kind of more towards like the less confident,
Okay.
but like not completely at 0. Just
Okay.
so.
So let's say we counted up all the trees. You and I went around, counted up all the trees, and it turns out there's an odd number. And let's say at the same time, I thought all along that there was an even number of trees.
Okay.
Now, we've just counted them, there's an odd number. So then, you're definitely right, and I'm definitely wrong, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I feel like even I feel like it wouldn't be more of a definite incorrect and right answer because you're just guessing, but it would reflect that I was correct in my guess and that you were incorrect in your guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be like, oh no, you're wrong like entirely.
Yeah, so that guess would have been correct.
Yes.
If at any point you receive an important call, feel free to take it.
No,
You can turn it off.
I was FaceTiming my friend before,
Okay.
so she's just probably confused as to why I'm not answering anymore.
Sorry about
No,
that.
you don't worry.
But yeah, so the idea would be that our guesses we might not have been sure about at the time.
Yeah.
But as soon as we count, would it be reasonable for me to still believe that there was an even number of trees, even after we counted them?
Well, I mean, like, it's your opinion. I just feel like if it being reasonable would be that there's proof of it being that there's an odd number of trees.
Yeah.
But if you choose to believe one point of view, you like of it being a more even number, like an even number of trees, that's kind of it's like all on you. But like obviously, if there's proof that there's an odd number, then you should at that point when you're proved incorrect, you kind of almost go towards the correct answer because there's no proof for your answer or reason to continue to believe it correct.
So then if I want to believe things that are true, I should believe there's an odd number of trees after we counted them?
I mean, if there's proof, but then your beliefs are also subjective on the person.
Could you say that again?
If there's proof of something that you have a belief in, then there's proof, but your beliefs, because beliefs are opinions, like that's subjective and particular to the person.
Okay. Personally, I want to believe things that are true.
Exactly.
And so, if I want to believe things that are true, should I believe there's an odd number of trees after we've counted them and determined it's odd? Like in this hypothetical.
I guess. I would say so.
Like, definitely? Or
yeah,
maybe,
like if you want to believe things that are true, then you would believe the thing that is true, that is factual.
Okay.
Fundamentally, this thought experiment asks a key question. How do you think about truth? The number of trees is either even or odd, and only one of those can be true, right? Straight epistemology is all about exploring people's reasoning processes. It's true to me is an important reason for straight epistemologists to think about. If we prove that the number of trees is odd, yet our interlocutor says that the number of trees can be even to them, Sometimes what they mean by this is that truth is subjective. Not that we should always leave room for doubt on even the most obvious claims. Not that different perceptions and definitions could mess with things. They say that the actual truth can be decided by individuals. Can we even explore this claim? Maybe, but we're quickly veering off into pure philosophy land, and that's not what this project is for. As it turns out, most people don't actually believe this, even if they tell you they do. If you've given someone reason to doubt something they've invested a lot in, "it's true to me" is sometimes used as a refuge. You can try reductio ad absurdum here. If I genuinely believe that I can fly, does that mean I can actually fly? Then, if you get a yes, and if I wanted to jump off of the roof of Leo Hall and safely fly onto the roof of Champagne, do you think that I should try it? The response to this question underpins every other truth claim. If you don't have agreement on this, it's the only possible thing you can explore. And if they don't actually think you'd be safe jumping off of Leo, then you've clearly exhausted all of your goodwill. Not only does this thought experiment help you understand your interlocutor's reasoning process, it directly checks with someone whether they'll accept this reasoning before you dig into a sensitive claim. As a bonus, the thought experiment sometimes leads to those conversations about leaving room for doubt or different definitions making a difference. And these are also important ideas to think about. I highly recommend the talks with Allison and Zoe if you want to see these kinds of conversations in action. That's all from me for now. Thanks for watching.
It's been more than 5 minutes, so
Okay.
if you want, you can take that call.
Yeah,
and
I
leave,
have to
but-
walk to class anyways.
Okay.
Thank you
It
so
was
much.
nice to meet you again. Sarah, right?
Sarah, S-E-R-A.
S-E-R-A?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
You too.